folks, Brad here from Borders from Headquarters. How you doing today? Man, I woke up this morning and I got an order right away from the general. And she's like, hey, Brad, I really need a K-Cup holder. And I was like, what? What's a K-Cup? And she said, you know the things you have coffee with? I was like, you mean out of the sack that I got it out of an MRE? No, you meathead, it's some little things right here. These are called K-Cups. For those people like me that don't know, these are K-Cups. And she wanted a container for it, or a way to hold it. And she wanted to display them. She goes, and make sure I'm able to read it. I was like, yes, ma'am, I will get right on it. So after I got off to work today, I found a few scraps while I was rummaging through the bin at my work. I found a couple rounds, or half rounds. We cut these out of different panels at Cedarworks. And I was like, well, instead of throwing them away, I'm going to take these. Well, we usually throw them in the burn pile, but I was like, I'm going to take two of these. I'm going to go make me one of those things my wife wanted. So they measure from top long, it's 9 inches. And across, they're 4 1/8. So, and it was originally a 1x5 because they were tongue and groove when they cut them out. These, like I said, I just straightened them out. So all I had to do was take off the tongue part of it. So, or the groove part. Either way, same thing here. I have tongue and groove. They're measuring 2.5 by 10 3/4 what my finished product's gonna look like. As you see here, I got a rounded end I gotta cut off. This end's rounded. They're not exactly the same size because these are all cutouts from different things we do at work. And usually they get chucked unless I can figure out something really cool to do with them. They go to the fire, but in Maine we need all the kindling we can get. So it's not a big deal, but I really hate seeing it get wasted. So I'm gonna turn these into 2.5 inch wide strips. That'll make this part of your K-Cup. It'll make these boards right here. Now, on these, I ran my 1/4 inch router down each side of it. I used the 1/4 inch roundover bit. And I routed both sides, and I cut these out with a Fastener bit on my regular drill. And my Fastener bit is right here. It's a little dusty and dirty because I cut out that first one. But you'll see the video on that. But I will give you a measurement of that because that's what the measurement of these cups are. And I believe it's 1 inch. I'm going to measure from the center. I got 1 inch and 3/8. Actually, 1 inch and 5/8. Excuse me. So, I used 1 inch and 5/8 Fastener bit. You can use a hole saw bit. It's just what I had. I didn't really like doing it on my drill press because my drill press needs a new belt and I haven't got around to putting a new one on yet because it doesn't keep a fast enough speed for it. So I used my drill. And I should have used, when you watch the video, you'll see I should have used a couple more clamps or clamped it down. And it moved around a little bit, but I got the job done. And that's all that matters. The only thing I have left to do that is put the screws to the top or the bottom of it so you don't go anywhere. I'm going to use brad nails on the top, cover them in with some glue. You'll never know they're there. The bottom, I'm actually going to screw through the bottom. I'm going to use 1 1/4 inch or maybe just 1 inch screws. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do. Either way, it'll be covered. This will be able to sit up against the wall. I think it'll look pretty good. So, meet me at my saw. 10 3/4, and I'm getting ready to cut. Here we go. Hold your ears. Gonna need them for fire tonight. It's getting cold in here. So, got those cut. Now we're ready to round them over. Use my 1/4 inch round over bit. I really like these. I highly recommend squirting the tops of these with blade coat. It's from Bossich. I'm not sponsored by them, but I really like that stuff. I've learned about it through Cedarworks. They locked me onto this stuff. They said, hey, you need to get some of that for your show. And I've been using it. And man, does it save me on router bits and saw blades. You can squirt what happens is, I'm not a technical genius, but from what I understand, it's like when you're cutting metal, you put STP on it, makes your blade cut faster. Blade coat does the same thing for wood. It cleans all that sappy tar stuff off of it, makes for a way better, faster, smoother cut, and I highly recommend it. Take it for what it is. Blade coat is the way to go. And like I said, I am not sponsored by them, but it does make my router do. It makes dull bits a lot sharper, I can tell you that. So, I got my board ready. I'm going to router this edge. Now I'm making sure to line up the next hole. Now it's definitely important to have that 1/2 inch so it'll give that K-cup a way to sit down. And then on the very last one I found out I have to turn the block the other way because it makes it easier to drill. Now, as you can see, it all ain't over till the sanding's done, and you got a lot of sanding Now this is where I wish I had a spindle sander, because this is the part that I do not like to do. Because now I got to sand the insides of these, and that's not no fun. But I also don't want to waste any of my K-cups, so I don't want to get all them splinters in my K-cups or anybody else's. So I decided I'd better take these out. Besides, nobody likes rough material, even if it is all scrap. nobody likes to sit here and watch me sand, so we're gonna cut it right there. This is my top piece, this is my bottom piece. Because I haven't figured out how I'm going to measure these yet. So what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to CA glue this in until I can get them nailed. And I want to make sure I got them square. So I kind of marked where I wanted it to go. I gave them a, because my router leaves a little line around the edge. And I'm using it as a template to where I'm going to put my piece. And I marked off in a pencil, which I'm going to erase in a minute. But I'm going to set these with the groove angle facing down so the K-cup will sit at an angle. So you'll see the bottom will sit out a little wider than the top. That's important, so that way when you're looking at them, you can read, hey, that's this type of K-cup. So luckily for me, I had one in my shop. So now I'm going to take the CA glue, drop a couple drops, use some of that bearded Viking magic he uses with that rub joint. A little rub and a little love action. Put a little spray on this. There we go. Place this on my marks. Here we go. Wish me luck. Stay. Stay. Voila. That'll work. Just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing to the next one. Make sure that we got them facing the right way. So, my angle is going, let me check, because me being me, I never trust myself. I have to check, and double check to make sure I'm going the right way, because I put stuff down and it's not where it's supposed to be. I'm going to glue it. Little dabs of glue all over this thing. I really like the CA glue to a point. However, I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to rely on it. Let's just put it that way. I definitely want to have something to go with it. I would want a brad nail. Or, as one of my followers would say, need a my nail, a brad one. He was quite funny with that, and I liked it. It was funny. Checking one more time, make sure I got that angle right. Just like that. I'll put my glue on. Does anybody else have trouble with getting the CA glue to go where you want it to? Because it just seems like I always have a problem with it. It either doesn't want to come out or it just doesn't want to. I've had problems where it doesn't want to stick, and I've had problems where it don't want to come out. So either way, it's not really fun for me. I do like it better than normal glue though for temporary holding. There we go. Now all we gotta do is put the top on. Now the difference I did between the top and the bottom piece, as you can tell, it's a half round. I made it was a 1x5 cedar, and I rounded it, and then I gave it a 1/4 inch round, and on the top I did both sides, but on the bottom I only rounded one side of this. So there's a difference between the top and the bottom, and that's the difference. Now, if I did this right, I should be able to take this and turn it over once I throw some glue on or just glue it. I think I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna put my glue just like I did the last time, right on the legs. And I'm gonna do all three at once. I think I'll have enough time. And I'll line it up. I hope. Now, we're gonna do a little activation. I think I'll do it on this side because it gives me my best marks. Alright, there's that. We're going to put this down, turn this over. And hope I get this right. Because it doesn't look like it from my perspective. Looks like it's got to go there. As long as it holds it long enough till I can get some screws in it, I will be golden with that. This one didn't seem to want to hold. So, put a little more dab in that one. Glad it's on the top and not on the bottom. So it should sit just like that, and it'll look like that. I don't mind that. Doesn't look that bad. I can live with that. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna